morning, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate live stream. We had a little bit of fun yesterday, and today we're going to take a look at predicting the rest of the year, what people are saying, and even taking a small peek into next year. I'm not going to make a prediction for next year, but I am going to add a little opinion on where we think the rest of the year is going. But today we have 6,883 homes on the market. It always goes down on Tuesday. Sometimes goes down a little bit on Wednesday, then it starts creeping back up for the weekend. But we had 4,268 homes come on the market over the past 7 days, of which 3,861 went under contract. That's a difference of 407. Kind of looks like this. A little bit of a messy chart, but I'm going to show you why in a second. This is my red line that shows you the average or where the homes under contract are right now. So you can see that they have dipped compared to where we were earlier in the year. The blue line here is active listings that are on the market. Then I look at pending, and you can see that pending has kind of dipped a little bit, went up, dipped. Under contract, accepting backups, kind of dipped a little bit, not too bad. Contingencies, though, went up, and now they're back down. And remember, a contingency is where somebody's offering you, putting a contract on your house contingent on them selling the other house. And those usually kind of start dipping a little bit if people are unsure if you're going to be able to sell your house. But then on the flip side, if the market gets kind of soft, some people are willing to take the chance and see what happens. So that's an interesting number to look at. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of take a look at what I've got some charts, I've got some articles of what people predicted at one time, and some of the things that may happen that may affect our market, and some of the things that may not affect our market. So at the end of this video, I hope you'll have a kind of a clear picture of where we think we're going. So let's start right off the bat here. Renters are behind $3,700 in rent on average. This map shows a state breakout. So we are in this teal color here. So between $3,399 is how much they're behind. More than 11 million Americans continue to report being behind on their rent. Now the rent moratorium ends pretty quick. So what's that going to mean? I mean, if you think about it, landlords, if you're behind, they're going to evict you. But what does that mean to the overall housing market? Is that going to mean we're going to have a flood of homes that are going to be put on the market because they've kicked the renters out? Probably not, because there's a huge rental demand still out there. So even though the people that are behind on the rent, if they get booted, there's plenty of people willing to come in and pick up those homes and rent them. So I don't see that causing us a major problem. But it remains to be seen. There's also all of the unemployment, total unemployment goes away in about 5 weeks. So the people are sitting home collecting unemployment while there is approximately 8 to 10 million open positions out there are going to have to hurry up and grab one of these jobs. And it's not like you can walk in and say, hey, I want to go to work today, and they hire you. So if your unemployment's running out in about 5 weeks, you better hit the streets today and get out there and grab one of those jobs. There's a lot of states now that if they haven't ended their unemployment, they are re-putting in the, I can't even talk today, I need another cup of coffee. They're putting in a job requirement. You have to search for a job. They're not just going to let you, sit home and collect unemployment. We've got, Lennar Homes is going to put 150 homes up by the new semiconductor plant in North Phoenix. Hundreds of homes are being planned near the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company's 1,120-acre plant. They're planning on creating 1,600 jobs, and they're putting them right here, right next to the freeway. I don't know. That's nice big development. I think I'd want to live on this side here. I wouldn't want to live right there on I-17. Here's the prediction that Realtor.com said for 2021 back in 2020. They said home prices will hit new highs, plus 5.7%. These guys are supposed to be the big experts. That didn't happen, did it? Mortgage rates on the move. They'll be 3.4% by the end of the year. So we're going to have to go up a bunch to hit that number. And we blew the living daylights out of this. I think we ended up 17% year over year nationally. Here is your housing market forecast for 2021 by Ramsey Solutions. They are saying that existing home sales would be up 9%. They ended up being up 23%. Newly built home sales nationally up 21%, down 19%. They projected home prices would be up 8%. We went up 23%. And mortgage rates, they were pretty close. They said we were going to be about 3%, and we are 2.98%. So that's not bad. CoreLogic. Now, CoreLogic was way off when it came to predicting where we were going to land in 2021, but now they're talking about forbearances. No foreclosure wave in sight. While the national delinquency rate has not returned to the 3.5% rate it had reached before the onset of the pandemic, CoreLogic says the percentage of loans 30 or more days past due has declined 2.6 points since May. The company says the rate in May 21 was 4.7 compared to 7.3 of May last year. So they are saying those homeowners 30 to 59 days past due on their payments and adverse delinquencies account for most of the year-over-year decline. The foreclosure inventory, loans in process of foreclosure, is unchanged year-over-year at 0.3%. This is due to the continued moratorium on foreclosures. In other words, you can't foreclose on a home right now. But when you look at the amount of equity that people have, the data is showing that the majority of people that aren't able to catch up on their payments from the forbearance are just going to sell their homes. We may see an increase in listing. How much? I don't know. That could be a tiny, tiny number. Case-Shiller trends. This is what they are saying going into 2021. And while they're not giving us a percentage, they are predicting that going into 2022, that home prices are going to be almost flat. That could happen. They're saying that we're going to be coming off. This is not saying that the price of the home is up here and it's going to crash. Keep in mind, this is still showing that home prices are going up. People tend to look at any graph that's coming down and go, oh, here comes the crash. That's not what this chart shows. This chart is showing the rate of growth in homes. So we're growing at about a 17% nationally, clip right here. They're saying it's going to tone down to about, this one's showing a little under 5%. So most of what we're seeing is predicting that's where next year is going to be. Zillow says forbearance exits will likely add to inventory starting in August. So now, forbearance exits may start showing up as extra inventory. In August to October 2021, months of housing supply is likely to increase by 15% relative to June 2021 because of forbearance exits. Now, we're seeing that percentage of homes coming on the market now, but they aren't because of forbearance. It's just people deciding to put their homes on the market because it's a good time to sell a home. So while Zillow is right in saying that, listings are increasing by 15%. I'm not sure if you can attribute any of that to forbearance exits yet. So again, another number to watch, and we can watch it this month. Get into the Cromford Index, sales per month, you can see that we went down. This is July 24th. The sales have gone down because there just wasn't a lot to pick from, not because the sales activity was low, because I just showed you the chart where contracts are about kind of the same level. So they went down a little bit just because there wasn't anything to purchase, but you can see it showing up in sales per month. The monthly average sales price per square foot, this one's getting a little interesting, and this is showing a little dip. And part of that is just because the homes in the $1 million plus range that normally drive the price per square foot up exponentially higher, they just don't sell a lot of those in the summertime. They back off. So most of the sales shifted from the high end to the mid end between 400,000 and 800,000. So that's why that number is starting to dip a little bit. The other thing we look at, this is the Cromford Market Index. This is kind of my favorite chart. Again, I always repeat myself that we don't know how they come up with this index, but it's kind of proprietary. But it has been accurate for years and years. When it shows the Cromford Market Index going down, it means that sales will be going down in the future between 3 and 6 months out. And you can see that this is just a straight line down here, folks. Normal a balanced market, and I hate to use the word balance and say that's normal. It's a balanced market. We don't even know what normal is anymore. A balanced market is 100. See, we were muddling around there in 2001, 2, 3, and then we shot way up in the silly season of 2005. When the Cromford Market Index started going down, people were still buying like crazy in 2006. And you go over here to the demand side, and you can see that in 2006, the demand started going down, but people weren't paying attention to these numbers. On the supply side, you can see that we're trying to creep back up, but if we're going to get to a balance here of 100, we have a long road to go. This is cranking along at 29.2. That's pretty tiny. So we have to get up to 100 to be a balanced market. And on the demand side, it is going down, and then it just kind of tweaked up just a little bit here to 106. And that is staying kind of flat. Demand is almost at what we would call the balanced part or the normal part of buyer activity. But overall, when you look at the two of them, supply and demand, it is showing the market index approaching a more balanced market. Now, what does this tell us right now? Well, we're still up in the 350s, and that is very aggressive for sellers. So prices between now and the end of the year are likely to increase. They're not going to increase at the rate that they were. We're starting to see those numbers now. So in the Phoenix market area, prices are going to go up between now and the end of the year. This number has to change dramatically for us to get anywhere near a balanced market for prices to change. What we are seeing, we have 1,607 price reductions right now on the market. So people that have tried to sell their home for more than what it was really worth are finding out that it's not as brisk out there as they thought it was. So we have gone from chaotic to frenzied to brisk. So brisk is still a good time to sell your home, but it's not a great time to ask more for it than you should. So those homes are being pulled back. We are seeing listings coming up at a very small rate. I thought, as I was looking at it, that we would start seeing close to a non-bidding war market approaching October, but that number is starting to slow down a little bit for me. I'm going to see if I can pull it up here for you, because if I look, we're at 65.83. I'd like to see us up here around 13,000, and we're getting close to where we were last year. But even when we approach this line right here, that's still when we had these intense bidding wars. So to say that something's going to really balance out October at this recent trend, we could be here by week 45 to 46. That would be a nice market. That would be a nice market for buyers and for sellers. Sellers, you could still sell your home. You're just not going to have 10 people slapping offers in front of you. You might have 3. So this could happen. It's an interesting one to watch. You can see that we are going on a trajectory here that could take us up to here, but we won't see price reductions till we get up here. So there's all of these things that are on the table that may happen. We've got the rent moratorium ending real soon. We've got unemployment benefits tanking. There are some winds blowing in that arena that say that something might slow down. We might end up not with inflation, but if you got a lot of people unemployed and they didn't go out and get a job, there's not a lot of consuming going on. So that could be some changes out there in the market. So as far as my prediction for the Phoenix market, prices are going to continue to climb, but not at the 26% rate that they are right now, because the numbers are showing we're not going to get there. Nationally, they're predicting even a further decline of maybe only 5% growth going to the end of next year. So we'll continue to watch these numbers every day. Have a terrific Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow morning.